Montalvo Broadcasting Network. Support MBN, Montalvo Broadcasting Network, and shop with us over at Montalvo Store. Go to ebay.com and search in the advanced search. Type in Montalvo Store. Now support Montalvo Broadcasting Network. We have a wide array of books on conspiracy, apparel, and much more. Support your favorite radio station, Montalvo Broadcasting Network, by visiting Montalvo Store on ebay.com.
An American held hostage will be heading home. I'm Pam Puso, Fox News. A daring rescue carried out early this morning by the Navy's elite SEAL Team 6 has rescued an American kidnapped earlier this week in West Africa. U.S. officials say Philip Walton was abducted in Niger by armed men who demanded a ransom. The rescue took place in neighboring Nigeria. Walton is said to be safe and is in the care of the State Department. The Pentagon says no U.S. military personnel were hurt. Another developing story, the death of actor Sean Connery, considered by many to have been the best James Bond.
His first notable role came on British television. He won rave reviews. His performance got him a few film offers, and in 1962, Sean Connery got his big break.
Bond. James Bond.
From 1962 to 1967, Connery made 5 James Bond movies, making him a sex symbol.
Fox's David Lee Miller, Sean Connery, who also had major roles in Indiana Jones and The Hunt for Red October, was 90. Pivoting to politics and the election that's only 3 days away, the latest Fox News poll finds President Trump trailing his Democratic challenger, Joe Biden.
The latest Fox News polls before the election show President Trump needs to pull off an even bigger upset this time around. The president now trails Joe Biden by 8 points, which shows he's actually gaining ground. He was down 10 points earlier this month. This time 4 years ago, Hillary Clinton led by only 4 points.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. The path to victory for the Trump campaign runs through Pennsylvania, and that's why the president is holding 4 rallies there today. Yesterday, he hit Wisconsin.
Get your friends, get your family, get your neighbors, and get out to vote.
Joe Biden will be in Michigan today. America's listening to Fox News. A third suspect is in custody in France tied to the Islamic extremist attack that killed 3 people at a church in Nice this week. The attack happened amid growing tensions over published cartoons depicting the Prophet Muhammad. Indications that Texas could be turning from red to blue brought Democratic vice presidential candidate Kamala Harris to the Lone Star State.
Democrat Kamala Harris devoted one of the race's final days to campaigning across America's largest red state. Her Friday visit came as early voter turnout zoomed past 9 million, already more than the total number of ballots cast during the entire 2016 election. By showing up closer to Election Day than anyone on a Democratic presidential ticket had in years, Harris in some ways fulfilled weeks of pleas by Texas Democrats for the campaign to take their chances there more seriously. But Joe Biden himself hasn't come to Texas. Tom Rigotti, Fox News.
Walmart is sticking to its guns. Fox's Carmen Roberts explains.
2 days after Walmart directed store managers to remove guns and ammunition from the sales floor of its U.S. stores, the company says they can put them back on display. The giant retailer previously said it was removing firearms from view to prevent any potential theft amid social unrest, like what happened in Philadelphia after the police shooting of a black man. Walmart said in a statement Friday that current incidents have remained geographically isolated, so it's decided to return their products to the sales floor. Carmen Roberts, Fox News.
A 24-hour surgery was a success in Sacramento, where twin girls born conjoined at the head were separated. The painstaking procedure took place this month at the University of California, Davis. In the months leading up to the complicated operation, doctors conducted a number of trial runs. The healthy babies are 10 months old. I'm Pam Puso, and this is Fox News.
You don't hear them talking about COVID. specific, COVID-19, that name gets further and further away from China as opposed to calling it the Chinese virus. Come flu, the Chinese virus. Come flu, the Chinese virus. Don't you understand, you dumb son of a bitch? Calling it come flu, the Chinese virus. Testing is a double-edged sword. They test and they test. People don't know what's going on. We got this, they got this. You do testing, you're gonna find more cases. So I said to my people, slow the testing down. You know what? We got another one over here. The young man's 10 years old. He's got the sniffles. That's a case. That's a case. Thank you, China. Send us the plague. Come flu, the Chinese virus. Come flu, the Chinese virus. Don't you understand, you dumb son of a bitch? Calling it come flu, the Chinese virus. Despite the fact that I have done a phenomenal job. He lied. I saved hundreds of thousands of lives. There was only one person that died. I ran for politics once, but I became president. You are so lucky I'm president. There's a limit to what we can achieve. I stand before you today to declare, come flu, the Chinese virus. Come flu, the Chinese virus. Don't you understand, you dumb son of a bitch? Calling it come flu, the Chinese virus. If I lose an election over that, you know what? This country's in big trouble. Big trouble.
What the fuck, bro?
The radical left-wing mob's agenda? Take over our cities, defund the police, pressure more towns to follow, and Joe Biden stands with them. Cutting police funding.
Yes, absolutely.
Eliminating cash bail, letting criminals back on the street, violent crime exploding, innocent children fatally shot. Who will be there to answer the call when your children aren't safe?
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
You have reached the 911 police emergency line. Due to defunding of the police department, we're sorry, but no one is here to take your call. If you're calling to report a rape, please press 1. To report a murder, press 2. To report a home invasion, press 3. For all other crimes, leave your name and number, and someone will get back to you. Our estimated wait time is currently 5 days. Goodbye.
Here's how you can spot a zombie. Look for someone who has a corpse-like appearance, exhibits aggressive behavior, craves human flesh, and utters incoherent moans and groans.
I don't know.
With your help, we can prevent the zombie uprising.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
Hell is overflowing, and Satan is sending his dead to us. Why? Because you have sex out of wedlock. You kill unborn children. You have men-on-man relations. Same-sex marriage. How do you think your God will judge you? Well, friends, now we know. When there is no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth. You're listening to the Bruce Montalvo Show.
Hello and welcome to a very special Bruce Montalvo Show, All Hallows All Hallows Show. Oh, it's All Hallows Eve. It's Halloween Eve 2020. And you've been wearing your mask the whole friggin' year. And now it's finally here. The night of mischief and mayhem. It's, you're not getting any treats. You're just getting tricked. You're listening to the Bruce Montalvo Show. You're on the eve of All Hallows Eve, Halloween. And I tell you, this election season has been like vampires versus zombies. Because the Republicans ain't no saints. They brought you the Patriot Act, right? So I'm thinking they're the vampires, and then you see their fangs coming out. And the loser-ass Democrats are obviously the zombies. And they go to their masquerade, dressed as fucking Mortal Kombat characters, being that they're vampires and zombies. No, this is a zombie election. This whole year's been like Mortal Kombat 2020. You know what's worse is that fart wipe pedo Joe Biden, he's worse than the Evil Dead and They Live combined. Okay, they want to use the 5G Genesis technology from the gods. It's like the new internet, the new Matrix, to continue to use you as a human battery to power their Matrix. That's exactly what they're doing. And during this All Hallows Halloween Eve, I'm going to tell you the true meaning of what a monster really is. I'm going to tell you the meaning of Halloween in less than 20 minutes. Being that you go and you feed the parasites, the demons within you. Parasites that operate in the multiple dimensions that you can't see. And a monster is you. You're wandering the streets because you own no property. Look up the legal definition of monster, and that's exactly what you are. They send you on the streets to get run over by a car or beaten with a billy club by some New World Order jump out boy. That's what it is. And the whole time is vampires versus zombies. What's funny is Donald Trump made an ad. He's made several ads already, but he made an ad about Joe Biden being a zombie. And then he made an ad about Joe Biden basically wearing the wrong They Live glasses. It's hilarious. That fart wipe Biden, it's all part of the bipartisan big government establishment, WWF. Who gives a fucking rat's ass about voting because it's all some Soviet Union polling opinion shit, and the only people that really even pick the fucking president are the New World Order. So, you're out there with your faggy little vote, you think it's going to count. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Look, I vote the whole time. Every time I do this radio podcast and I say what I'm saying, that's what I'm doing. I'm voting. Okay, and then if you're on YouTube, you can't, you know what I hate? You can't go fucking 3 seconds without having some political ad shoved in your fucking face. That's what you're living in. You're living in a Matrix 5G, pentagram 5G Matrix that is taking full control of your mind. They want you dormant and docile so they can kill you like the farm animal you are. That book. Other Orwell book about the farm animals. That's what's going on here. Let's go on to some current events here on this All Hallows Eve. So Biden and CNN are all mad because there was Biden is a pedophile sign at the Trump rally, at one of the Trump rallies. You see, these frothing out the mouth libtards, they're so angry. They're so delusional, they're so filled with vitriol that they literally wanted the president to die. Okay, they're like, die, we need tons of people to die, and for Christmas I want Trump to die. They want Trump dressed up as a giant Santa Claus in a casket for Christmas. That's what they want. And you know what Trump did? He beat the crap out of their fake hoax vid. Okay, their hoax-ademic, their corona hoax. He put it between his butt cheeks and he wiped his his butt cheeks with it. That's what Trump did to the coronavirus. He defeated it in like one day. So, hey, I'm better now. I jumped in my time machine. I got some medicine, and bada bing, I'm right here. I'm ready to kick your ass. I'm not gonna be the last president. And my son's time traveling, getting me all sorts of medicines and stuff. Huh? You don't know that. That's the secret life of Trump. You know, and that's another thing. Think about it. More, we're big on the wordplay here. More wordplay. You know, what does an elephant have? Right? A trunk. And Trump represents the Republicans, and they're represented symbolically by an elephant, going back to a Buddhist traditions where they have the elephant and a giant swastika on it or whatever. But, he's represented by the elephant. The elephant has a trunk. And when the elephant is proclaiming victory, because sometimes it's like jockeying for position, number one on who's the king of the jungle. Sometimes it's the elephant, sometimes the lion. And the elephant, when proclaiming victory, uses its trunk to make a trumpet kind of sound, right? Not to mention trumpet. Trump sounds like triumph. Arc de triomphe and cheese, right? Arc de triomphe, triumph. How's a guy named fucking Triumph gonna lose? You know what I'm saying? Especially when he has a fucking time machine. All right? Jesus. Yeah, I was talking about the 5G Genesis technology. Well, this is way beyond that. You know, I happen to have schematics to a time machine, but hope that doesn't get the majestic fucking 5 or 12 or whatever the fuck they're called today to my door. But anyway, more current events here. Look, Biden is the worst thing that could happen to America. Right? Seriously. It'd be like America going to like pesos instead of like dollars. You know, nobody wants no fucking pesos. Okay? But he's a pedo. And he goes to Mexico with some pesos and picks up girls with cages along with Rudy Giuliani, who can't stop stroking his wiener to foreign chicks. I thought Rudy Giuliani was a fruit, but now he's like a bisexual fruit in my mind. You know what I'm saying? He'll just he's ugly with those crooked ass teeth. And Borat got him good in that movie. He got him to like lay down and think he was going to get like a BJ from some Kazakhstanian chick that wanted to be like Melania. It is so fucking funny. And remember, Giuliani, you know, Nosferatu Ani, whatever, he looks like a fucking vampire. Speaking of vampires, he's responsible for 9/11 pretty much. I mean, all of 9/11 could be blamed on Giuliani. So he deserves what he gets, you know. Whatever, you know, he's divorced. I'm a swinger, you know. I like to dress up in women's clothing, and I just have wild orgiastic Illuminati sex with anybody. God, man, let me tell you, if you have to be in an orgy with Giuliani to like make it in like the freaking entertainment business, no thanks, I'll pass. But yeah, it's the worst thing that could happen. Okay, the pedo Biden and. It's a bipartisan thing. They both agreed on girls with cages way before Trump was there, and that's what Borat exposed. But Biden would be just that. You know, he built the cages. Trump keeps asking who built the cages. Well, it was pedo Biden and his son and all sorts of Chinese people that have all sorts of cages in L.A. Remember that Street Kings movie with Keanu Reeves? He was freeing chicks. You know, like they were the Chinese mafia or the Koreans were smuggling. You know what I'm saying? Like some Pizzagate pussy. It's just, this is real life, folks. Okay? And Biden would be the worst thing that could happen to America. It would be, he'd be using Antifa every day to come to your house. So you build a new house, they come, they burn it down. Right? And supposedly the FBI is investigating Pedo Joe's son. For having freaking child born from China on his laptop or something. But CNN says and Snopes says that that's not real. So, oh yeah, we're going to believe them, right? Wrong. Look, if you vote for Pedo Joe and Camel Toe, you're going to get a complimentary crack pipe in the mail. Okay? Seriously. Okay? I mean, you're selling us out to China, pretty much. Pedo Joe's son Freaking banging little Chinese chicks in cages while falling asleep and with crack pipes in his mouth. Okay, while his father, mentally fatigued Joe, is going to take America on a train ride that's worse than Auschwitz. That's what's going to happen. I tell you, it'll be worse. Joe Biden gets elected president, it'll be worse than COVID. You know why? It'd be worse than a trip to Jack in the Box is actually worse than COVID. But Joe Biden getting elected would be, you have COVID 24/7. It would never end. I mean, under Trump, he opened sporting events, all sorts of stuff. You could go to the fucking Walmart and get your guacamole, whatever you want. Under Biden, you'd be under the floorboards, like, what's that friggin' girl's name? The Jew. Had the fucking book and stuff. Whatever. That girl that was like trapped and stuff. That one. That's what you'd be like. A trapped, little girl in Nazi fucking Germany. That's what you'd be. Okay, you know what Biden would do? Okay, while Trump is totally proven to be, a friend of Black America, I mean, Biden is the opposite. Right? Trump wants to make America great again. I'll tell you what Joe would say. I'll tell you what, Bruce. I know what I would do. This is Joe Biden. I'm Joe Biden's husband. And let me tell you, Bruce, first and foremost, I like watching little girls basketball. It is just thrilling for me to watch little girls basketball. I love it, Bruce. It gets the blonde hairs on my legs standing up. I love little girls basketball. You do. Yeah, and another thing, I like to steal Trump's sayings and signs. And I think that we could make niggers slaves again. That's right. That's what Biden would do. All right, he'd force America under constant lockdown. He'd say that awful phrase I just said, because that's what he says subliminally. You just need the they live glasses to hear it. Okay? And he'd force all of us to watch little girls basketball. Is that the kind of America you want to live in? That's right, Bruce. I want to watch little girls basketball. Yeah, that's Joe Biden in a nutshell. Okay? Biden and the Democrats want the government to be your mommy and bring you your Robitussin. Like, remember how you hated taking fucking Robitussin? They want to force you to drink that shit. They want to force friggin' everything on you. The whole Robitussin bottle in your whole mouth. I like watching little girls' basketball teams. And I don't want you to have a job. I do want you to have a job so that you don't have a business and I can rule over you. I mean, that's what you idiots are arguing about. You sheep, you slaves with your slave box. You're just arguing about who can rule you. Okay? All the while, Biden's digging a fucking huge Nazi-style grave to bury you all in it. Okay? He's coming for your Second Amendment. Okay? You're going to have illegal aliens everywhere. I'm going to have like the battle of the fucking bulge. Whatever. The battle of the beans will be happening in my backyard. A bunch of illegal aliens, thanks to the Biden. Okay, he's gonna end fracking, so no more, $20 to fill her up. It's gonna be like $105 to get like 1 gallon. He's gonna heighten taxes, and he's gonna keep colluding with China, so China's gonna get, all sorts of intellectual property and the drop on America. Is that what you want? That's what this brain dead zombie moron is gonna do. I'd rather have a couple of savvy vampires out there that'll suck the blood out of anybody else, as long as it's not America. Okay? And the Republicans have a shitty history with liberty, being that they passed the Patriot Act. But hey, if it prevents a couple of towel monkeys from hurting America, I'm down with it. Now, that's what's going on. Look, we live in a they-live world. Okay, and where free speech is hate speech, and free speech is going to go under Joe Biden. Okay, they're coming for your 9mm Ruger and your free speech, and they're going to shovel down this fucking hoax-demic, this very, very scary alien zombie-like disease. They're going to shovel it down your fucking throat day in and day out. Anyway, you've been listening to the All Hallows Bruce Montalvo show. We're going to be doing our traditional Fantasma program, Fantasmas, October 31st, where we call the freaking phone booth, that Mojave phone booth. And we're going to be eating candy and watching Nosferatu and the Wolfman. And we'll be back. You've been listening to the Bruce Montalvo Show on the Montalvo Broadcasting Network. Stay tuned for this Montalvo Marathon about to come your way live. Ain't going nowhere. I'll be back after this short commercial break.
Montalvo Broadcasting Network. Support MBN, Montalvo Broadcasting Network, and shop with us over at Montalvo Store. Go to ebay.com and search in the advanced search. Type in Montalvo Store. To help support Montalvo Broadcasting Network, we have a wide array of books on conspiracy, apparel, and much more. Support your favorite radio station, Montalvo Broadcasting Network, by visiting Montalvo Store on ebay.com.
With SRN News, I'm Jason Walker. President Trump and Democratic challenger Joe Biden campaigning across the Midwestern battleground states. White House correspondent Greg Clugston reports.
With the presidential campaign entering its final weekend, the two candidates each held 3 rallies in 3 Midwestern states. President Trump focused on the economy in Michigan.
A vote for me is to keep and create auto jobs and all sorts of jobs in Michigan where they belong.
In Iowa, Joe Biden criticized the president's handling of the pandemic.
We've now hit 9 million cases nationwide, a tragic milestone.
Both candidates had campaign stops in Wisconsin and Minnesota on the same day, one day after both stumping in Florida. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Also at srnnews.com, some people love it, others hate it, but it's that time again to fall back this weekend. More on that story from correspondent Shelley Adler.
Dealing with the changes that COVID-19 has brought is tough enough. Starting Sunday with daylight saving time, most Americans will also have less light during the day. Dr. Phyllis Z is a sleep specialist with Northwestern University.
But not only are we dealing with the natural changes, but COVID has really restricted individuals from their usual kind of what I would say social structure, which is also an important aspect of what I would call circadian health.
Her suggestions: exercise and get as much light as possible. I'm Shelley Adler.
ExxonMobil reporting its 3rd consecutive quarter of losses as the pandemic curtails travel and cripples global economic activity. Stocks this week sharply lower on Wall Street, closing out a very punishing week and its first back-to-back monthly loss since last March. This is SRN News. The Museum of the Bible reaches out to veterans. SRN's Michael Harrington reports.
The popular Washington, D.C. attraction says it will be offering free admission to all former and current members of the armed forces from November 6th through November 13th in honor of Veterans Day. Museum CEO Harry Hargrave says, quote, "Members of our military sacrifice so much for us, and this is our small way of saying thank you." He says the facility will be displaying front and center a variety of significant items related to the military and veterans. Michael Harrington, SRN News.
A pastor in Sri Lanka has shut down his ministry under pressure by both police and militant Buddhist monks. Barnabas Fund says the police teamed up with the monks to issue threats and demand the ministry be shuttered. This particular pastor has been under threat for 5 years, and apparently the pressure finally convinced him to move elsewhere. This is SRN News. Turkey farmers worry how COVID-19 could impact Thanksgiving.
Large indoor gatherings go against social distancing guidelines. Dee Dee Boyes wonders what will happen to the turkeys on her farm in California.
Whether people will even be having holidays, let alone the size of their holiday.
At her meat shop in San Francisco, Angela Wilson is not talking big turkeys.
We think we'll sell smaller birds or different things like porchetta or guinea fowl.
But Beth Breeding with the National Turkey Federation says you don't have to eat everything in one day.
Leftovers are a hot commodity. There are a lot of things you can do with them, from the sandwich to enchiladas.
Grocery retailers are buying turkeys of all sizes, as well as more plant-based meats. I'm Ed Donahue.
Buddy reports most people, though, will continue to have plenty of turkey for the holidays. More details at srnnews.com. I'm Jason Walker.